Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 11th Ward. It is Monday, October 20th, 2025. We're at 6:50 p.m. We're at the 11th Ward office for a community zoning meeting to consider a zoning request for the property located at 3402 South Lowe, which is currently zoned single-family residential up to 3 stories, which is RS3, to an RT4, which is a residential multifamily. We have with us on the Zoom the attorney representing the applicant, Mr. Tom Pekarsky, who's going to present the plans. We have these zoning, for anybody that's new to these meetings, we have these zoning meetings so that the community has an opportunity to ask questions about what is being proposed, voice your concerns, and then we can communicate that back and forth to the applicant. We really want to just get to the heart of the concerns and to ensure that we've got an opportunity for people to just interface together on the subject. So I'm going to share my screen, which is going to have the plans that most of the people in the room have hard copies of this. I'll get here. Reshuffle some things on the screen. Okay, Tom, you're up.
Okay. Once again, I am Tom Pekarsky of the law firm of Gordon and Pekarsky. Joining me as my co is the owner of the site, and Ron Very, who is our project architect. Now, I see there are several of you who are have been in this meeting, in both of the meetings this evening, and this is a pretty similar request to the previous meeting. We're seeking to amend the zoning on this property from its existing RS3 to that of an RT4 in order to construct a 3-unit residential building at 3402 South Lowe. As most of you know from your proximity to the site, this was previously improved with a home located at the rear of the property. And because of this location, it was out of place with the community. We're seeking to build a residential building that is more in line with the surrounding area. The building will provide 3 residential units. The ground floor will be a duplex, meaning that it will be duplexed into the basement, and feature 4 bedrooms and 2 baths. The upper floors, 2nd and 3rd floor, will feature 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. So this is a 3-story building, and as you know, it's also a sunken lot. Each will provide a rear deck and a front porch with outdoor yard space in the rear yard as well. There will be 3 parking spaces located at the rear of the property off of the alley. The building will be constructed entirely of face brick, so it will be all four faces of the building will feature face brick. We'll be providing side yards that are equal or greater than those which would be required under the existing R3 zoning, with a 3-foot 6-inch side yard to the north and a 2-foot south side yard. We believe this building will be compatible with the surrounding area, as more than 65% of the block is multi-family. Now, it is RS3 zoning, but those most of those buildings are not in conformity with the underlying RS3 zoning, as they, as you would expect, single-family homes in an RS3 district. So the multi-unit building that we are proposing, while it would change the zoning, is compatible with the actual uses that are present on the block and in the area at 3 units. Mr. Coe will be retaining this building as a rental and using it for his family members. So it will be owner occupied and somebody who is present in and around the building. And for these reasons, we would ask for your support for our proposal for a 3-unit residential building by way of a zoning amendment. And I and my team would stand for any questions that you might have.
So I want to just say for the record, we received nine emails from residents who couldn't make it tonight. All of them are in opposition of the zoning change that's been requested for a myriad of different reasons, which I'll share with you, but we also have a full room full of neighbors here. So here's the opportunity for folks to just talk to us about your thoughts on what's being proposed.
So if
John.
you can give us an idea of what the opposition was from the emails you received?
Yeah, so I'm happy to just share with you that some of them just say I'm opposed with not a whole lot of others of them go into a lot of details, threat to the historic character, structural and flooding risks, concerns, lot constraints, increased congestion and infrastructure strain. That's primarily about parking. That is one that's pretty detailed. This is a concern about the existing infrastructure and parking. This one is just, I think these are just quickly skimming through. Parking is an issue. There's concerns about whether or not the owner would turn the basement into a separate apartment. And whether or not this is gonna be owner occupied, they're concerned that this is going to be an investor who's gonna be flipping. Other stuff, again, density, parking, setting a precedent for more single family to multi-unit conversions, harming the character of the block. Again, strain on infrastructure, crowded alleys with garbage, and lowering property values. Parking, and it's out of the character of the block. This is more, a lot of the same stuff here, parking and just overcrowding on the block, and that it's out of character. Congestion, already congested with multi-flat apartments. Concerns about increasing density on the block. There was nothing. I was trying to give you synopsis of all of them.
So although the owner said, and the attorney said that it would be occupied by family members. I mean, is that meaningful? Can they be held to that?
No.
Okay, so that's meaningless, is that correct?
Well,
It's informative, but it's not.
yeah, there's not a way for us to regulate. I couldn't tell you, John, you can, only your family members can live there if you want to build this. We can't tell people that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what they're saying.
They're saying that their intention is to move their family.
So how difficult would it be to convert this 3-unit to a 4-unit? And then how difficult would it be to convert the 4-unit to condos?
So this would be, and Tom, this would be a type 1 zoning change request. What a type 1 would mean is whatever is approved, and I'm not suggesting that this is gonna be whatever is approved is what they have to build to. So they couldn't, let's say, oh, I changed my mind, I wanna add a story and just do it. That's not possible in a type 1, which is what I'm requiring this to be, as a type 1 zoning change,
I
okay?
understand, but
Yeah.
how difficult would it be to convert the basement into another apartment and make it a 4-unit? And then my second question would be, how difficult, from the attorney's point of view, would it be to convert this to a condo? Or the building to condos?
So Tom, 2 questions. So and I'll take part of this and then you can keep me honest. In a type 1, if they're approved for 3 units, that's all they're approved for. They would be breaking some major rules if they all of a sudden converted it. Now, Tom, do you want to opine on the RT4 category and what they could go up to potentially? Because that's what the question is here. And I think the second part of the question is concern about whether or not they could go to a condo situation.
The RT4 allows 1 unit for every 1,000 square feet of lot area. We have 3,513 square feet of lot area. So 4 units would not be possible under the RT4 designation.
How many buildings does this current owner already have in the neighborhood?
Tom, do you know, or is the owner's on? The question is, how many other properties does the owner, is he an investor in the community, that they own multiple properties?
Yeah, Mike, I believe Mike is on. Mike, can you address that?
Hi, hello. I'm not Mike, but I'm Venus. I'm Mike's daughter, so I'm the daughter of the applicant. Yeah, he has a couple of properties in the area, but he resides in them and or, family members reside in them. I, however, am not, but I am actually looking to move back into Chicago, and this project relates to me because I have my family, and we really want to move back into Cook County, into Chicago. Right now, we live in McHenry. But
Clarify the number of units that your father owns.
They're looking for the total number of buildings that he owns, units in the community.
And does
In
he
the
own it
community?
on a block already?
Yeah. Yeah, so
Oh.
two-part question, and let me just clarify, because because you can't hear everything that's in the room. How many buildings in the ward, so like in and around Bridgeport, Armour, and like in this area, and then any other ones on Lowe Avenue?
On our block?
Okay,
For sure, just the Lowe, just the one for the Lowe. It's this project that we're discussing. One on Union, of which they live in. And then the Bridgeport. I'm not too familiar with the boundaries, the exact boundaries of
Well, just how many does your father own? If you're
How many properties?
how many properties does your father own right now?
approximately I believe five properties total.
okay, so just so that everybody heard that she said 5.
I have serious concerns about parking.
Well, the thing is that this particular property at Lowe, there's going to be 3 parking spots in the back, and the primary purpose of this project is going to be so my family can move back. We only have 1 car, and in fact, my parents are going to move over and take over the first floor, the duplex, and so we're going to leave 1 for my daughter in the future for when she goes to college, so she can have her own space. Because honestly, we don't want to share that space too much, so that's why we planned it out this way. So parking really is not going to be an issue. I mean, can I say that as a fact, that definite fact?
Yeah,
But
your father owns, none of you can move into that. We have serious concerns about the height and of this building and the character of our block.
okay,
This is gonna be over 40 foot tall, this building here.
Yeah,
Excuse
so,
me, it's a 37'10", I believe.
That's to the median height of the roof,
Mhm.
so that's half of the roof height that it's gonna be over 40 feet. Median height of the pitched roof.
can
No,
I
I
have
understand.
There's gonna be another 4 feet on that.
let me give a copy of the.
I would also raise a concern about the building that tall. The foundation would have to be deeper than your standard, single family home or construction. I live directly to the south, to the south, and Phil over here on the other side.
Mhm.
Both of our buildings are well over 100 years old, and digging a foundation that deep in a narrow lot, which is already sunken down, will almost guarantee damage to our old buildings.
Is the architect, is Ron on the call?
Ron is on the Zoom. Ron, can you address that?
Or the contractor? I don't know if the contractor's on here. You might not have one yet.
Ron Very?
There is around the unit.
Yeah,
This isn't something so out of the ordinary that it wouldn't be something that contractors haven't worked on in the past.
yeah.
Well,
Mr.
just-
Pekarsky, so just, because I know, because I've talked to a few residents already, and one of the neighbors already has had the experience of damage to one of their
That'd be it.
properties, yeah,
So,
based on the digging a foundation,
It's
so.
the only other, are four on the block, and when they dug the foundation for that, foundation, a stone foundation. And it required me hiring with Jenny Elsner to come out and do a very serious, evaluation of the damage. And fortunately, the builder, addressed the issues, but it was serious.
We need to talk to the contractor about pilings that he's going to put in place before anything gets moved on the block. He bought a single family home. It should stay a single family home.
I agree.
Everyone in this room agrees.
Correct.
I think that's somebody's dog, that's okay.
Was I clear?
So I just want to make sure that the comments in the room are making it into for the folks on the Zoom, the comment here was that, there's a feeling that it was purchased as a single family, that it should remain a single family. There are multifamilies on the block. I have a concern about the height of the building itself, that it's 3 stories on top of that sort of like English, basement. That would seem to me out of character for that side of the block, because everything that I could see is predominantly no more than 2 stories above a basement. That would, that would make me more comfortable. I don't know how folks feel in the room about it. That's one less parking space. I know that's not necessarily the plan here, but one of the things that, again, as we're sitting around talking through what some of the concerns of the neighbors are, and one of the things that I look for in zoning changes is that we're not completely changing the character of a block by putting up something that is towering over everything else. And I believe that your 2 homes on either side, Gail, yours is 2 stories, right?
It's a single family.
It's a single family.
It's 2 stories.
If it's 2 stories, I'm just looking at the height. I'm like,
It was a 2-story when we purchased.
yeah,
Yeah, mine is also.
Yours also.
family too.
a single family 2-story.
Anybody still up on 26?
Sorry, can you mute the other? Okay.
Right.
We gotta wait in the house right next door to it, so maybe you guys are.
I'm sorry, we didn't hear you, Kate.
Wait, we can, she's.
I
I said, has anybody passed 26th Street near Rickabenny's and seen what they put up there?
Yes.
It was rezoned. There's a house right next door. It looks like a miniature house next to what they put up there.
Right.
So I'm here not because I live on your side of the block or your side of the overpass, but I know what's going on my side of the overpass. And it's, what is said sometimes and what is done are 2 different things.
And for the record, that was not done by me. That zoning, that was in place when I got here.
So it was done,
Yeah.
right? It's there. There's things in our area that are not addressed. We all know, I know that because I've been on emails, text messages and everything, and I just want everybody here to be aware of, don't be dumb and blind and whatever else.
No,
It's just
I
because
agree.
things happen, they say one thing and then another thing's done and it's under this and unfortunately, I'm being honest, but that's my opinion.
Also, I have confirmation that he owns 28 properties, and I'm a little surprised that his daughter doesn't know that, in the neighborhood. I just pulled it up.
Okay,
Other places for them to like.
There are other places for them to live.
so
Right.
if you didn't hear that on the Zoom, someone in the room looked up the owner's name and found 28 properties
Oh, in his name.
in this name. Wow, I don't necessarily know where those are.
It's True People Search. Way.co. I sent it to you
Oh,
earlier.
okay.
But I think it's a concern too, if they're not answering questions honestly on this call, as evidenced by what Gail just pulled up. It doesn't give us a lot of faith in, the owner occupancy or it won't be turned into a 4-unit when it's, you know, 3 with a duplex. then-
Well, we have answered honestly. I mean, I have addressed the zoning as far as conversions go, what the law is with the city of Chicago. And as I said, it's a RT4 allows for 1 unit for every 1,000 square feet of lot area, and we have 3,500 square feet of lot area.
And we're talking
In
about
addition, if I can finish, in addition, as Alderman Lee has stated, this is going to be filed as a type 1 application. Plans, architectural plans, and a description are attached as part of the legislation on a type 1 application, so that a building permit would only be issued in conformity with the plans that are attached to the application.
Saying that he was dishonest, you meant that the
No,
people
no,
were answering in a way.
If the daughter thinks he'll.
It wasn't that you were dishonest.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm not saying.
Owner's daughter.
Yeah, is the owner available to join the call? Like, I'm not, I don't know all of my parents' business. I'm gonna say that, right? So it just, I just wanna be honest here, like, I couldn't say reliably that I knew all of my parents' business.
Yeah, let's.
She's answering for what she knows. I'm gonna take her on her word. She's not her father. If there's, cause I think the point folks are trying to make is, you know, whether or not this is the only place where this could be, because the structure as it's being proposed, and I'm looking around the room to make sure I'm not speaking out of term, is quite a reach bigger than what folks I think are comfortable with, for the block. Which, you know, I would propose bringing it down a full story. And I would be much more comfortable in it as a compromise to restricting something to a single family.
He's got 3 spots.
Nicole?
Yes.
What does the current RS3 allow for? Because right now it's a bungalow, I think, right there.
Yeah, well, and the whole block is zoned RS3, so there are many non-conforming
Okay.
structures already there. Tom, do you want to talk about what's allowed in an RS3? He's a zoning attorney, he's gonna know much better, he's gonna be much more articulate at this than I will.
Yeah, the RS3 allows for 1 unit for every 2,500 square feet of lot area. We have what was the number I quoted before? 27.5 by
You said 3,500 square feet lot area?
7.75 is 3,513 square feet of lot area. So it would allow for a single family home.
Up to 3 stories.
No.
30.
No. In the category, the question was what can be in an RS3 today? That's
They could.
up to 3, it can go up to, I think, 34 feet high.
30 feet is the height limit. in
Sorry,
it.
30 feet is the height limit for an RS3 for what you're currently zoned for.
So this would be significantly higher than even 40 feet, 42, 43 feet.
The top of the
Well,
roof line,
We
the
would be,
midline of the roof is 37 feet 10 inches, because we see that in the drawing. So I imagine that it's probably closer to 40 feet at the very top of the parapet of the roof.
just as in an R3, a 30-foot limit would allow for, as height is defined, would allow for a midpoint as well. So
So it could also be taller than 30 feet, in the same way.
correct.
The midline could be 30, and then the top of it would be a little over 30 feet.
Correct. I think that's something we can work with as far as height goes.
Okay, there's a question, go ahead.
Well, it was more like a comment.
Sure.
So in its current zoning, they could stay as a single family home, but they could go 30 feet
Correct, and the top of the
So-
roof could be
without
anything, yes.
anything.
With-
They could just do it
No,
now.
nobody would have to ask me
Nobody
for
would have to
anything,
say-
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
All of you could, it sounds like you're all on Low. I'm a union, by the way. It sounds like all of you could go up to 30 feet without telling your neighbors. Well, unless you want to.
Yeah.
Based on the current zone.
That's correct.
Yeah, we have like.
Okay.
If you want
We
it,
have
if you
two
want
flats
it.
and three flats.
Yeah.
Higher than that.
Realize,
already.
Yeah, exactly.
We have houses there
So,
already at a certain
it's really
size,
just
and they
7
have to
feet,
keep changing for,
actually.
you know, all those homes were there for, like you said, for years and years, you know,
Yeah.
over 100.
I know, but-
Yep.
You know, but it's a new building, what happened, we have how many people apartments on our block now, with people living in there with, Linda's got somebody next to her with there's 11 people living in a two flat with 5 cars. There's never anywhere to park, they move the
And that
cars
one of
every
them
night.
appear to have a job. There's only one of them that leaves for maybe 2 hours a day and that's it. So who's supporting them?
Separate issue, but I hear what you're saying. Like that could be a whole other meeting. Listen,
And the other
What?
side of me was was a 2 flat when Art Barrett owned it. Now it's become a 3 flat and the third apartment is gonna be going up for rent. And there's already 4 cars in there.
What we're saying is there's no control about who they put in the building and how many people they put in the building. And that's a real issue on
The same thing is true of a single family home.
I think if you look at any,
Character maybe.
any
People
3-unit
this is their
condominium.
neighborhood, this is their community, they've been here for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, and then somebody comes in and puts whatever they want, and then
Right.
to hell with everybody else.
no,
And that's
nobody's
been over
putting
and
whatever,
over again.
nobody's
Yes.
putting whatever they want right now. This is the whole.
Seems like it.
Seems to be
Seems
happening.
Hey, we're having a meeting right
know,
now.
I know.
Nothing has been approved, so please allow the process to
Okay.
work like that.
I'm just
That
saying,
part is
you know,
really not helpful.
people are used to where they live there, they like the comfort of their whatever, their community.
And I understand that, and I understand that completely. Go
I
ahead.
think what they're sort of getting at though too is that there is the density on the block. Because of the things that they just mentioned, seems to get worse and worse and worse. There is nowhere to park. There is dangerous traffic conditions that I know
Yeah,
you
and we're-
know
we're
about.
Right
And
now.
so
And
in
we have speed bumps coming.
Yes,
I'm sorry,
no,
Steve, I hasn't put them in yet.
But you know, in the evening, you've got double parked all over the street because they have to take kids out of cars. They have to take their groceries out. There are Amazon trucks, FedEx trucks, and then you have maniacs, literal maniacs, driving down the street who won't even stop and let a person get a baby out of a car. They are weaving around double parked cars on both sides because there's literally nowhere to park. So the density is a quality of life issue, and this will add to it.
And a single family home with 5 drivers could also do the same thing. So I mean, I want to make that clear because that is, listen, we have people that live in apartments that own multiple cars. Like there's no, they have more cars than they have drivers. There's not a way for the city or for any of us to control the number of vehicles. I hear what you're saying
Yeah,
about the
but
density.
3 families versus 1, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
chances are, it's just, and the
But
size of it and the height of it, it just feels like.
And I got, and I've,
Yeah.
what I've suggested, what I'm asking, and I just wanted, for the record here, I'm asking that we bring this down 1 story. That's my proposal as a compromise to this, instead of 3, because I hear everybody's concerns about the 3. How does that, like, I would be more comfortable with 2 stories
If you're
than
asking
the 2 units.
If he bought a single family home, it should stay a single family home.
I agree.
The height,
Certainly that's better. There's no doubt about it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
but
Good what's going on, but-
he is truly ruining the character of the block, of our side of the block. Because there's a total of only 9 3-flats. I sent you that information.
Mhm.
There's a total of only 9 3-flats currently right now on the block. Sure,
It's a 2 block.
and that's a 2 blocks from 33rd to 30th.
But
But it'll be legal though, like you said, like a person could build a single family house 30 feet.
they could, I mean, like,
Right,
it
so
is zoned
That's what
RS3.
you're talking about, right?
Yeah, so I mean, it is possible, and again, I don't know that this would be acceptable to the person who's proposing it either. I've made a proposal, you know, this is not gonna be decided tonight, okay? I'll just tell you that right now, that based on the feedback that we've gotten, I would like to be able to to go back and talk with the applicant too. I've proposed bringing it down a story to compromise the density issue. The height would come down a full story, but I don't know that that accomplishes what they want to do at the end of the day.
Well, then,
You
you
know,
know,
I-
single family home.
Gail, I know, so I mean, but, and the reality is, if they want to, they can knock down the structure that's there now, build a single family home for somebody else, and that could be enough for, you know, a 6-person family with 5 cars. I mean, so, and there's only room enough to build a 2-car garage on that property, by the way, so that would, I mean, so I'm not trying to dismiss the concerns about parking because it comes up with every single zoning change request that comes across our table here. That's just the reality. So it's a risk, right? If someone builds a single family home there, the family that moves in could have multiple cars where it would require cars be parked on the street.
Character of the block.
Yeah, so I'm not disputing that, Gail, at all. I'm like, I'm trying to create a situation where it would be more acceptable and because there's 2 flats, hold on a second, John, I haven't forgotten about you. That we bring everything down to where it's not towering over anything. So that to me would be more in line with the character. That would be my proposal to do that, I believe to improve what's already there, right? So that structure there is pretty old and it's not so great.
It's a lot worse on the block than that one.
And it
So, but
provides,
this is the only one that we're talking about right now, though. So just to be clear, Mr. Pekarsky, did you want to chime in before I let somebody else make a
So I
comment?
just wanna,
Hold on one second. Did you,
there are, the existing situation provides no parking for a single family home. So it is currently, taking up, street space. Ours would be, would alleviate that situation, by providing.
Well, no,
space.
I'm really
We are for 2 cars though, right now, you know.
okay, John, and then you in the back? Okay, go ahead.
so when you countered their height, what did they say? When you said you would rather see it,
I have just asked it, they haven't responded yet. We've been making a lot of comments here. They haven't even had a chance to respond to it.
okay,
So I would like them to have a chance to respond.
Okay.
You guys are hearing all the same things that I'm hearing, but in deference to all of you that are here, I'm allowing for the comments to be made. Go ahead, sir.
With your proposal, would that even require a zoning change?
Yes, because it would be multifamily. It would be 2 units versus 1. Single family residential is what it's zoned for currently. And again, your block is zoned single family residential, and clearly your block is mixed, has multifamilies on it too. It is not exclusively a single family residential block. But the practice has been over time in the city of Chicago that older people will make map amendment changes to create, for whatever their reasons are. We'll change the zoning. When I first started here at the 11th Ward, 35th Street from Halsted from 35th to 36th, all commercial buildings, right? At one point they were zoned C1. Do you know what they were when I started? Single family residential. You know what that does to people who own those properties, who bought it as commercial? They couldn't even rent it out to somebody without asking for a zoning change, to even have like a dental office or a law office without a zoning change, because you couldn't get the business licenses for single family residential. So your block may be zoned RS3. Most of the 11th Ward is zoned RS3. And I promise you, when you drive around, they're not, we have very few blocks where it's exclusively, or the majority is purely actual single family residences. Anybody else wanna?
I have a.
Yes, please.
They said there's spots for 3,
Yes, here.
and you said 2.
No, 3.
Oh, you just said.
But no, if
you
someone was
said
going to
2.
build a garage,
Oh, it
you
was
can't build a 3-car garage because it's a slab. Yeah, it would be 3 spots. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you
That's
for the
okay.
clarification. Yeah. If you're gonna build a garage, you can't build a 3-car garage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slab.
3 slabs.
Yeah, a slab that will fit 3 because you don't have structures with walls on either side taking up space. Yes, sir.
I think the point, generally that we're trying to make is that someone who has 29 properties has plenty of other places to go, or for the daughter and her family, or I don't know who, to live. So it's not like they own one or just two properties and there's a the likelihood is high that they're actually gonna be living here. Like we said, there's no guarantee that anyone's gonna live or do anything once it's built. So, I mean, if they wanna tear it down and build a single family home and, stick 10 people in there, that's their business. But I mean, what are the chances of that happening versus a 3-story like this? And then, there being, who knows how many people in there now. So it's just like, how many people in this room own 29 properties and are gonna say, well, if I don't like it on Lowe, I'm gonna go live somewhere else. Like, I think it's a bit ridiculous. So, you bought it, keep it that way. I live in my grandparents' house. So, I would like to keep the character of the block as much as possible. I understand giving someone leeway, but this is not someone who's, who lives here, who has any history here, and is necessarily going to care who is gonna live here in the future with 29 other properties that is God knows where. So,
I don't actually know if the family doesn't live here or how long they have, so I wanna make that clear, cause that, we've not asked that.
I'm just going off on what she
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, so she doesn't currently live, she's trying to come back, she said she was trying to come back, so.
Right.
Sorry.
No, I.
Yeah,
Sorry,
let's let her speak, please, let's let her speak, go ahead, Venus.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I don't know 100% what my parents' business is, like they just point out stuff and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Not that I really pay that much attention to my parents, but I'm for sure like they do not own. Are we defining properties as in like the actual like?
Properties that he's bought and sold.
Yeah, she looked something up online, so that,
Flip that many properties.
okay, so that's different than currently owning that many properties. Yeah. Yeah.
It's clear that he's
Yeah, 'cause-
flipping them.
Yes.
He's
So there-
flipping them, flipping
Venus,
them.
so just, I want, because there's a lot of voices in the room, I want to make clear that, so you hear it. Is that it appears that your father has been a real estate investor and has flipped properties. That's a concern here, that this would be flipped and then, there's a general concern across the board, and as I've had many of these meetings, the things that I hear about the most are going to be parking, garbage, the number of people that are coming in, whether or not something is an investment property, and is this subject to, are there plans to make this a short-term rental? In which case I would ask for there to be a restrictive covenant that would never allow for any of the units to be used for short-term rentals like Airbnb.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that sounds very legitimate. I just wanted to, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt anybody.
No, you're
I
fine.
grew up in Bridgeport. I was born in Chicago. I grew up in Chicago, so I can attest that our family, I mean, even though me and my family's not currently in Chicago because we moved out, but my parents have been in Bridgeport for, their, at least my whole life, I just wanted to
You don't
say
have
that.
to tell us how old you are, but if you can just, if you grew up, if you spent like your youth here, you're a full-grown adult, like, so.
Yeah, I mean, I was born
At least,
in
at least 20, 30 years in the community. Can I give people a ballpark?
yeah,
would that
I
be
was
accurate?
born very early, 19 in the 90s. So
Gotcha. All
for
right.
as long as that, definitely.
Okay. There's another question in the room. Go ahead.
We've known about this meeting for a long time, and I'm just wondering why her dad's not available for this meeting.
Was your dad planning on being here for the meeting, or have you just been dealing with Mr. Pekarsky on this?
Well, my dad asked me to step in and, just
Is he
help
available
him.
to speak? Can she ask him questions?
Is he available for you to ask questions of?
I think it's
Sure, I
important.
mean,
Yeah. Can we get him on the line? And if his English isn't that great, you can translate for him.
yeah, I'll see if he's available. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead. We'll wait.
In the meantime, if there are any questions that I can answer.
Yeah, there's one over here. Go ahead, sir.
My concern is actually looking at the drawings, the architectural drawings. You're using face brick, which means the building will be frame building. I don't think it was wood or aluminum beams. But It's a cheap construction. Face brick is not the best in the world, doesn't last that long. And also concerned about the depth of the basement itself, foundation, for such a high building. The drawing is not complete to me. The drawing is flawed, architecturally speaking. It's not anchored deep enough, as far as I'm concerned, for a height of a 3-story building, 3.5. But the construction to me is pretty low grade. Although there is a metal deck porch, which is okay, but anybody here with a metal back porch knows water freezes. And it's very dangerous to walk on, but that's another story. I'm concerned about the depth of the basement itself, foundation of this high building.
I know Mr. Very has dealt with similar properties and has been the project architect for similar buildings throughout Bridgeport. So he is familiar with the particulars not only of this site but of the sunken type properties in the Chicago, the close to downtown Chicago area.
Can you indicate the type of heating of the building? Will it be hot water heat, electric heat? Steam?
Ron, if Ron is on the line, Ron, can you address that?
It seems that I've been muted.
There you go.
Okay, so, oh no, we don't know anything about the heat. We don't even know if we could build a building yet. How are we gonna know how much heat there's gonna be? Or what kind of heat there's gonna be? However, for the I've built at least, and I've been involved in design over the last 50 years, hundreds of buildings in Bridgeport. Believe me, this is not gonna be a questionable situation.
Yes. You and.
Sorry.
Yeah. No.
Any other questions in the room while we're waiting?
What if they rezone it and then take your compromise of like only going to 2 stories? Can they down the line just add a third?
No.
They can't.
No.
Okay.
This is what's called a type 1 zoning change. So whatever is approved, which I'm saying, let's just say it gets approved at a 2-story, they have to build to those plans. They can't just up and change it. So if at some point they decide it's a poorly constructed place, we're gonna tear it down, we wanna build something new, they're gonna have to come back and ask for another zoning change. Or it's not a zoning change, but permission to build something different on the property because this was a type 1. Tom, I didn't say that wrong, did I?
No, it's an amendment to the type 1
It
application.
would be, thank you, that's the term, an amendment to the type 1.
It's essentially
would-
the same process as an entirely new zoning.
Yeah. And while I'm here, that would mean another community meeting. Venus, were we able to get your father?
No, we were not, I was not able to get my father.
So
He's,
here's what I'm gonna propose. I'm gonna share with you and Mr. Pekarsky the letters that were sent, with the concerns that people have. Again, I've made the proposal to take this down 1 story. I don't know if that's okay with you. And I think you probably need to talk to your father since he owns the property, before you make a decision about that. I'm saying here, no decision is being made on this tonight. I would like for them to go back and decide whether or not a 2-story is even something that they would be willing to entertain. That would, again, remove a full story from that building and what I believe would be a compromise for this. And again, I don't know that it works for their family, but I'm not asking them to make that decision now. If they are willing to entertain a 2-story, we would come back and present that to you. we'll have another community meeting about it. So we'll have a second community meeting. No decisions will be made without us having another forum like this. Okay?
Good comment.
Yeah, and in the meantime, if people have other feedback, go ahead and send it over to us. We'll share that. Tom, I'll set up a time for us to follow up. We'll give folks, a week or so to provide any additional feedback that they'd like to give us. And we'll sit down and talk together about potential next steps here.
Thank you.
Is that all right?
It is.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for coming and sharing your thoughts on it. For the people that sent the emails, thank you for taking the time, and for all of you that are here, appreciate the time tonight. Thanks, Venus, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
So although you suggested